Hey everybody, welcome back to part 15 of the Chrono Trigger walkthrough. Here we are starting on in 12,000 BC, I believe this is, if I remember right. Picking it back up at the Zeal Palace. I believe, I already went to speak to the new and found his scratch point, and then went back to the other town just to see if I could or just to get the tab. Not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot of interesting dialogue here, but there is one person I think it's a good time to speak to this person here. She asks if you like plants, and then she says that the queen ordered her to burn the sapling, and if you say to plant it instead, that's how you get, there's a side quest. I don't know if you tell her to burn it. I don't know what happens actually. I've never done it. I've always just told her to plant it so I could do the side quest. So I don't know if, I don't know if that's the requirement to do the side quest, and if you tell her to burn it, I don't know if that means that you can't do it. I'm not sure. But like I said, I always tell her to plant it, so. Anyways, head up to the bedroom, and you see a little dialogue between Shala and Janice. And I believe that's the amulet that Magus comes equipped with. Spoiler alert, by the way. There's tons, and I don't think I've ever said or warned anybody as spoilers. I guess it was just assumed. But anyways, I don't know if that's the amulet that Magus comes equipped with when you get him or not, but that's the assumption that I made. And it makes sense. She says that it'll protect you, and I believe it protects from all status effects. And that's kind of a neat little hint. Alphador only likes me. So here in a little bit you'll see Alphador respond to the prophet, which I think is, again, kind of neat. Something to, if you've been through the game, you might pick up on it. So here is Massa and Mune, and they tell you that Doreen is their sister. And here I went here too early. There's nothing to do, and I actually realized it and ended up turning back. That's the Hall of the Mammon Machine, and we need to go through this next scene first in order to do anything. I remember the first time I played this, I got kind of stuck right here. I didn't know what to do. So Shala's pendant opens the sealed doors. But when we try it with Marl's pendant, it doesn't work. So I don't know if there's a hint. Maybe there's an NPC around somewhere that actually hints as to what you're supposed to do. But you actually have to go to the Mammon Machine and to power up her pendant, to power up Marl's pendant. So again, I don't know if there's an NPC that describes that somewhere, but I guess I didn't hunt around and see. Yes, I never really thought about it until now. Knowing Square Enix, there's probably a hint somewhere, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe you're just supposed to guess. Alright. So now that the pendant's all powered up, you can open up the sealed door. Alrighty. Here we've got the Queen, Dalton, Shala, and the Prophet. The Prophet's been whispering in the Queen's ear, talking smack about Chrono and the crew. So Dalton summons the golem. The golem fight is usually not beatable on your first time through. So this is a really tough fight. But there's a couple of hints, I guess, if you really wanna get it down the first try. There's a couple of things you can do. One is actually to avoid doing what I'm about to do and use Confuse on it, because his physical attack hits. I think it one-shots everybody. So I think we're about to find out. So here he copycats. He copies everything. Okay, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't as bad as I thought. 370 something. But Iron Orb, he just randomly uses that and it cuts your health in half. So an Iron Orb followed up by basically anything else is gonna kill your characters. So you just you really gotta be on the ball. And unfortunately, I got a little behind with healing, and this could have gone a little worse. If you really want to speed this up, because I don't know if there's much reason to even try beating this thing, but you can just die, you know, if you want. You won't get a game over. It's kind of how it's meant to go anyway. But you know what? Again, if you wanna do what I did and beat him first try, then go right ahead. Kind of lost track of what I actually did to beat this, but there we go. So I guess I got Ayla back up with life, and Chrono and Marl both have haste on him, so that is a huge help. That's generally what you want to do. That's how you want to start out the fight. Cast haste on Marl right away, and then get haste on as many people as you can before you go to healing, and that'll help out big time. It'll really increase your success of taking this guy down. One thing again though, like there, that just wrecked Chrono there. So that's the physical attack. So I would recommend doing kind of what I did right here. Use like a cube toss or a I don't remember what he copies as far as the fire text, but he'll just use. I got really lucky here where he copies a water-based move, and then he just cast the ice one on Marl, and it did almost nothing, which is perfect. So yeah, that's what I would do anyway if I was to recommend how to handle this fight, and you actually want to try to beat it. Just use water techs. Cube toss works as a water tech. You know, depending on how. I'm sure other strategies will work too. If you've got like Luca with a fire attack, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Bring in Luca with and just use fire techs on it, and then have like Ruby Vest or something equipped to reduce the amount of fire damage that you take. That would probably be a more efficient strategy than this, but again, this is the team that I always use, so this is who I brought with. But I believe this is almost it. I almost got him here. You can't have it. That was it. So the burp or blurp. Copying Dalton is a pretty minor damage to the party. 1,000 experience, 35 tech points, 2,000 G. I don't know. I guess, you know, again, if you really want to do it, go ahead. But otherwise, I mean, it's the same outcome whether you win or lose. Dalton traps you. What a delicious diversion. I don't know. Okay. Was the golem supposed to be distracting you while... I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. This game's got some strange dialogue at times. So Jenna says to not free them because she's just gonna get in trouble, and Shala kind of just says, I don't care. Alright. So, Shala wants us to go rescue the Guru. Or Melchior. Same thing, I guess. And the Prophet Is no dice. And there's the little hint there. Alphador reacts to the prophet, so kind of interesting. Maybe it's not exactly an easy get, but it is kind of a neat little hint. So I'm not 100% sure on the prophet's intentions here, or what was going through his mind. I don't know if he was trying to do this for Chrono's own good, Chrono and the party's own good, you know? I'm not real sure. That's my assumption anyway. I think his intention was to defeat Lavos during this time period, and everybody else would be safe. But I don't know. That's my thought anyway. I don't know if they really tell you 100% or not. So Bela says that they're taking energy from Lavos with the Mammon machine, but he's not getting weak. Which is... that would be strange if that was the case. So, I don't know. Maybe they're not actually taking energy from Lavos. So here's the next destination. Obviously, if you want, you can travel to different time periods and open up the sealed chests that you've found. I held off on it this playthrough. I don't know if that would be something that I would normally do at this point. I feel like it's you could get maybe a slight advantage here and there, but here, hang on. Excuse me. There might be a slight advantage here and there to gathering up all of them. I didn't feel that it was worth it to do it now. I decided that I was going to end up waiting on a lot of them. I believe I grabbed everything from 2300 AD. You know, the stuff in the future. I thought that stuff was kind of nice to have early. So that was my first thought. That, and I was already, you know, the intention was to head there anyway, because that's how to progress with the story. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. So we hop in the portal, head to the end of time. Still missing 2. Forget where those last 2 are at. Oh, yeah, it's the sealed ones. And they're not accessible right now, so that's why they are. They're like that. So the sealed one would be Tyranno Lair, and the other sealed one would be 1200 BC. Alright, so I save. Store HP and MP, and let's get on our way. Any day now. Alright, I fail a little bit here on remembering which pillar of light to take. Nope. There we go. So this is where I started. You don't have to take this way. You can go to... I forget the name of the other dome in 2300 AD, but I believe it's technically closer. You'd have to do the bike race though. You'd have to race Johnny again, or I guess run across the whatever ruins those are, or whatever lab it is, I forget. But anyways, I went here, grabbed the full leather, grabbed the wallet, and I forgot what was in that first one, and I wasn't paying attention, but it was a pretty minor treasure. So then I just head back outside and go to the next dome. What's this? I went in there so fast that name didn't even pop up. I forget which dome this is. Like, they all kind of fade into one. So here this guy. This guy looks like a sapling sprouted off of the tree that they're growing in the other dome, and this guy brought the sapling over to the other dome, so that was kind of neat. He braved the freaky mutants, and there's a magic tab there. And he said that it's amazing what you can do when you think you're gonna die, basically. So here, got a gold stud, and I love the gold stud. That goes on Maul right away. Typically for the rest of the game, she's going to be using a lot of MP. So I think that at this point in the game, that is probably the wisest move. I mean, every fight, you know, like I said, I generally like to start out with haste on everybody. So that cutting MP usage by 75% is going to be huge. Huge for her, and kind of a convenience factor too. Now again, so you can go back into Banger Dome and go back to the end of time and go to the other dome. I don't know if it's Aris Dome or something like that, or I forget which domes are which. But then you can head over and either race Johnny across, or you can make the run. But I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna hoof it through this one again. And here I just apparently stopped caring about these things stealing from me, because I let them steal 3 tonics right in a row. I believe I had like 96 or something at this point, so I really wasn't letting it be an issue, I guess. You know, whatever. I don't ever use them anyway. So, a tonic here and there at this stage in the game is not going to make or break me. I think I did a pretty good job of sneaking my way through these. Yeah, not bad. So again, you know, whichever way you want to take to get through here, this was actually surprisingly fast. You know, when you're not trying to hunt down treasures, this area goes by real quick. So, and being that there was only one mutant, I just decided to kill it because running away probably would have taken just as long. There's one more mutant here, yep. I think this is pretty much it. I think, anyway. We're about to find out, I guess. So, you know, as far as this video goes, in this stage in the game, there isn't a whole lot of story. You know, there's Ariston. It's more treasure collection. There's a little bit at the end, you know, but for the most part, that's what this video was. Being that you are already here, you know, it's not a bad idea to just come through here and grab everything. Eventually travel when you're actually in an era becomes much easier. But again, you know, I was already here, and the most time-consuming aspect of gathering this stuff is while you're actually inside the domes anyway. So I felt that it was it wasn't a bad idea to just cruise through here, grab the stuff, and then not have to worry about it afterwards. This will be one less time period I have to come to gather everything, or to gather the gather what's behind the doors, and later we will be opening up all of the sealed chests. There's one hint, and before I actually grab the treasures, I will definitely mention it. But there's another tab. You can actually power up the items that are inside. Some of the items, anyway. It's not all of them. That lumen robe, by the way, is pretty nice. I wonder if I should have equipped that on Ayla or not, but I don't know if I did yet. So I guess we'll find out. But anyways, there are certain treasure chests in the game that there's 2 of them. There'll be a chest in 600 AD, and then there'll be another mirror in 1000 AD. And I believe if you go to the treasure chest in 600 AD and try to open it, it'll ask you, or I think it'll prompt you and say that something inside is reacting to the pendant. Do you want to take it? And you press no. That is what will power it up. And if you go to its counterpart in 1000 AD, you will get a powered up version of whatever is in the 600 AD chest. So that is very, very important to know. It's how you get some of the best items in the game. So, and then here we finally get to the sewer access. And if you've been here before, like I did, you'll have the shortcut unlocked already. And I don't know what I was thinking. I went up here. I think I always get a little confused in the sewer access as far as where the paths lead. If I had played this more recently, it probably wouldn't have been so bad, but I just did not remember. I guess if I would have, stuck to these videos and not had so much time in between, I may have learned, but, the last time I actually came through here was probably 2 months ago. So it's not exactly fresh in my memory anymore. And here I walk into these guys. But there's a shortcut actually. So there's actually, I believe there's 2 shortcuts. The one that we just came across to get to the spot, and then there's another shortcut here to the right. So those are 2 bridges that are not normally open at this point. Again, unless you've already been through here, like I did. And I definitely feel that it's worth your time the first time you come to 2300 AD to stop and go through there, because there's upgrades. And there's Death Peak again. If you've been through there or been through here already, it's not an issue, but if I remember right, there was a magic tab there. If you run up and to the right, you can grab it. But like I said, I've already done it, so we are skipping that. And here, we're finally at our destination. And this is kind of cool. So, Balthazar says a disaster threw him into this era, and Lavos still exists here, and he reigns on top of Death Peak. So he says, for a while in 600 AD, he disappeared because a great wizard summoned him, obviously Magus. And Balthazar lives in this time period doing more research on Lavos. He says only by mastering time itself do you stand a chance against Lavos. He's gonna give us his Wings of Time, and there'll be a tab up there here in a second. I guess where I made that little loop at. I think you actually do have to. I don't know if you walk through here. I don't know if you can walk back out right away and grab it, or if you actually have to interact with the Wings of Time first. I guess we're about to find out. Yeah, I believe I just interacted with it first. How do you tell the front from the back? Here we have the new brings up the cockpit, I guess, or the chairs, the seats. So Balthazar put his memory apparently into the new to carry out his, I guess, final thoughts or final duties. We're not gonna hop on yet. No, we've got magic tabs to get. I think it's a magic tab anyway. Some sort of tab. About to find out. There it is. It is a magic tab. Alright. Good deal, good deal. Here I've finally used them, it looks like. Alright, yep, got this. Wow. Power tab to Ayla, and all three, I believe. Yep, magic tabs go to Mom. Alright. So, let's hop in this puppy. I think I accidentally talked to this guy twice in a row. Yeah, I did. Whoops. Alright. So you actually have to interact with the cockpit or the seats, or I guess whatever. It's probably makes more sense that they're the seats. Cockpit itself is, I think, kind of part of the ship, but I just went right to 12,000 BC. If you really want, you can stop in the other eras, you know. Open up a chest or two, but again, I didn't really feel that it was worth the time. Doesn't give you. I didn't feel it was going to give me a big enough advantage to merit visiting the time periods right now. Again, you know, not too much longer, then you'll be able to travel around each era much more easily. So, I added a little cutscene for the PlayStation version. Alright. Looks like we're finally getting to the end of the video. Yep, I think I called it quits here. Here's the cave with the sealed time portal. So, it just tells you can't really do anything. I mean, it's kind of pointless anyway. It would just take us to Ayla's time period. But anyways, that is the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But join me for the next, I think it'll be part 16 of the Chrono Trigger guide. Alright, I hope to see you there.